Hi, friends. Thank you so much for coming back to April's Corner. This is going to be the third episode in my mindful meditation series. This is just going to be a quick episode where we're going to go over some tips that may help you through your practice as you get started. Just some things to help ease the process a little bit and help you just start getting into the practice without worrying about doing it perfectly, because I don't think that there is any perfect way to meditate. And these tips are important to share with you guys because, like I've said before, a lot of people just feel like they don't have the time or the focus or, the ability to get into a meditation practice. So I just want to kind of alleviate those stigmas and when it comes to meditation, because there's just so much that you can get out of it if you just kind of let yourself give yourself the time and not focus so much on the expectations. So these tips are just to help a little bit with that, hopefully, for you guys. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. Tip number one, find an activity to do that keeps you focused. For instance, sketching, journaling, whatever words or thoughts come to mind. Coloring, I do that sometimes. I have those adult coloring books and colored pencils and crayons and all of that stuff, and I am happy to do it. It's very entertaining, and it's actually very, it eases my mind a lot. So you can simply just watch the screen while there is a guided meditation playing on your TV screen or your phone screen or whatever device you're using. Just kind of focus on what's happening on the screen, because this is going to help ease your mind of the pressure to stay focused. And you will subconsciously be focusing because you're doing an activity that just comes naturally to you. So that is tip number one. Find an activity to do that keeps your focus. I apologize if you hear any background noise. I have the window open, trying to let those, negative energies out and get some fresh air in the room. But I know that the noises can be a little distracting. But that's okay. That's okay, because we're not going to allow ourselves to get distracted, because we're not going to worry about what's happening back there. We're going to focus on what's happening here. And what's happening here is we're going to get into tip number two, which is use headphones if you can. I have my AirPods I use often. I'm so happy my husband got these for me because they really do come in handy. But it can be difficult to get a quiet space alone to play your meditations loud enough to keep your attention. So that's why headphones are your friends. Even if you don't have any trouble getting a quiet space alone, sometimes listening to the meditations in your headphones can be more effective to keeping your attention. And that leads us to tip number three. And that is, don't be afraid of any thoughts that make their way in. Acknowledge them. As we talked about earlier in the series, there is this misconception about meditation that you should be so disciplined and focused that no thoughts or distractions can get to you. But that's just simply unrealistic. In my opinion, I believe that it limits your meditation experience. You have to allow those thoughts to come in so that you can process them in the safe meditative space. Tip number three, again, don't be afraid of any thoughts that make their way in. Go ahead and acknowledge them. All right, and last but not least, that brings us to tip number four, which is let go of any preconceived expectations and just enjoy anything that you get from the meditation. There have been times that I felt the most peaceful I have ever felt, and there were times that I cried like a baby, both times during meditation, but both times were healing in ways that I needed at that time. So allow yourself to process through what comes up for you. Don't avoid it or treat it as if it's disrupting your meditation. And if it's something that seems a little too heavy to deal with in the moment, that's fine. That's why you journal and you just write those things down. And whether you have a therapist or a friend that you want to talk with about it a little bit further to help you process through it, that would be great. So writing it down kind of helps you remember when that time comes. And if you don't and you just want to kind of process it on your own, do that. Just make sure that you're doing it in a safe space. Um, so during meditation is a great time to try to process through some of the hard stuff. Just always remember to practice self-care. That's honestly a really good tip. Bonus tip is to make sure that you're caring for yourself afterwards, especially if you've had a meditation that may have triggered some deeper things, or some kind of trauma or something like that. But again, just let go of those preconceived expectations. Just allow yourself to gain from meditation what you are meant to. So those are my 4 tips for you guys as you are getting started in your meditation practice. I thank you guys so much for coming back and watching these videos. Like I've mentioned before, meditation is a true passion of mine, and I've gained so much from it. And so I just have this need to want to share information about it to whoever will listen. So that's pretty much where this meditation series came about. I'll have another video coming shortly. And I do want to actually do a collective meditation with you guys. I'm thinking of just doing like a live. If you guys want to join, just be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely let you know when and where that will be. And in the meantime, I'm just going to take us out with one last hit. And then we'll do a few breaths because that's what I like to do at the end of these videos. I just want to take a moment to collectively gather our thoughts and breathe. And hopefully, you know, it'll help you throughout the rest of your day. So if you have something to sesh with, go ahead and join me. Whew. All right, here we go. All right, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.